Oh, Adele walked into her family so relaxed it felt like a cozy nap zone, where art books are scattered like they just had a big art party. The walls displayed Emma's student art, and their chatting felt so cozy it was like a group hug without boundary. They listened to Emma as if she were a superstar, their eyes beaming with shameless pride. The couple whipped up a seafood feast that could impress Poseidon himself. Surrounded by a bounty of delectable shellfish, Adele desperately hid her discomfort, like she was in a party she didn't want to ruin. A few days later, visiting Adele's parents. The dinner table was tense. Everyone ate ordinary spaghetti, creating a submarine-like vibe. They debated Adele's great career plans while chatting about Emma's art major like it was a casual tea party. Their views on majors had nothing to do with interest. It was all about how to make the necessary survival cash. Different social classes beget different emotional bundles. Quite the mystery, isn't it? Kids from elite families chase their spiritual quests, while kids from regular families work their tails off to survive. Emma's sharp intellect was a stark contrast to Adele's confusion, a plot straight out of a bestseller. These differences were safely hidden beneath the flames of love, like a surprise party gone unnoticed. Fueled by passion, they fought hard for years together, with Emma charging toward her dreams like it was a race. Adele followed a more traditional path as a preschool teacher, lacking artistic talent and totally out of sync with Emma's creative universe. Under Emma's dazzling glow, she gradually lost herself, like a cat caught staring at the light. At Emma's birthday bash, she busily prepared food while friends passionately debated art, with Adele stuck at the side playing the role of an invisible woman. She tried to quietly stash away her sigh of feelings, only to be blindsided by Emma having a cozy chat with her. Sensing her presence, Emma casually introduced them and took her hand, giving Adele a taste of parental pressure. The sparkle in those amber eyes echoed their first meeting, but this time, it felt like she was watching from behind a glass wall. Halfway through the party, it seemed Emma forgot Adele was even there, lost in art and whispered chats with Liz. What started as a simple intro turned out to be their only interaction of the night, like two planets barely avoiding a crash. Adele paced around the dance floor hoping for attention, but it was like she turned into a sea completely unnoticed. Persistent anxiety coiled inside Adele like a spring, ready to snap. Suddenly, she realized there's a major chasm between her and this circle, with Emma surrounded by a cloud of talent. Until the party wrapped up at midnight, anxiety lingered like an uninvited guest refusing to leave. In the following days, preparing for the art show became Emma's mission impossible, buzzing around like a top. She and Liz sat between galleries and studios, leaving Adele some urgent texts. Unable to engage in Emma's mental universe, Adele felt a growing sense of loneliness, like a bird lost in the clouds. So, she began accepting invites to colleague get-togethers, collaborating under bar lights, as if adding some weight to her loneliness. Emma's art show wasn't going smoothly, and her frustration began seeping into everyday life like a stubborn stain. As Emma came home less often, Adele's dates with her male colleagues skyrocketed, turning her into a dating machine. Until one day, they shared a passionate kiss in the car, only to get caught by Emma walking in like a clueless deer in headlights. Spotting Emma standing at the door looking tense, Adele realized her lies were suddenly sunbathing in the light. Emma, who remains utterly uncompromising in her artistic style, adopts the same zero-tolerance attitude towards love, giving the impression that not even a grain of sand could find its way into her heart. At this moment, no explanation would work. Emma tossed her clothing into a suitcase like a tornado, her screams rattling the windows. Adele, dumped and sobbing, was shoved out of the house by a furious Emma, only realizing it was a messy breakup theater when the door slammed. This childish game of tit-for-tat had long spiraled out of control, sending Adele wandering aimlessly down the street like a lost lamb without a shepherd. Once the kids were in, she switched to work mode, spinning around like a festive atmosphere generator, pulling kids in circles. Her bottled-up sadness evaporated under the sunny moment, but after the last kid left, the classroom became a silent prison. The summer program rolled on as scheduled, as Adele asked her colleagues to manage the kids while she made her escape to the beach like a dream fugitive. As the waves wrapped around her, she felt a familiar warmth, only for those cozy memories to slip away with the foam. In the dead of night, she woke up in agony, realizing she had to confront the fact that she lost the love of her life. Encountering her lonely reality, Adele opted for a busy job to patch up her life, desperately trying to fill emotional voids with busyness. One evening, she unconsciously wandered to the old date stray, lying on a bench reminiscing about those romantic days like a soap opera star. A sudden cold breeze snapped her back to reality, realizing she was all alone. After some soul-searching, she dialed that familiar number, a mix of hope and anxiety swelling inside. At the cafe reunion, they kept a polite distance, the air thick with awkward familiarity. Emma spoke about her blended family with Liz, laughing that the little tyke was already 3, and things were going pretty well. Adele stubbornly probed about her feelings with Liz, while Emma tactfully avoided the question, saying it was a different experience altogether. Subtitles. There are some cracks that can never be fully repaired. Ultimately, they went their separate ways, and with a soft voice she murmured, "I've been thinking about you all along. I've been constantly thinking of you," she uttered, with tears welling up in her eyes, as that moment seemed to stand still, and then they quickly embraced and bid farewell. As Adele watched Emma walk away, she realized their story had truly ended. By the way, don't forget to subscribe.